How are you guys today? We are here getting closer to the end of our chapter, or I'm the book that we're in, which is What Do I Know About My God by Marty Collier. And we picked this book out to kind of help us go back to the basics of what we know about God and to refresh some things that we already know, maybe. And maybe for some of you, you don't know and you're just learning. That's all good. It's all cool. We're here to encourage each other and challenge one another a little bit. And um, if you're new here at Thek-talks podcast, hey, welcome. Go back to the video of Cut the Fat Out of Your Faith challenge and get to know what's going on and pick up, from day one if you want. This is all a recording, so of course you can do this whenever suits you. Okay, so here we are. Let's get started. Day 15. My God wants me to love and serve others. This idea of love and serving others is the very heart of God. Love is not selfish, nor is it rude or prideful. And of course, you can look that up in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I have a verse to share with you, John 13:14 through 15. If I then, your God and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you. And I have a really cool little quote from Pastor Bill Johnson, a senior pastor at Bethel in California. And I, of course, follow him on YouTube, on his channel. And I like this, what he said. He said, my dad once told me that by washing one's feet, you will understand the way that they walk. And I liked that because it's basically meaning if you wash one's feet, you understand, what's inhibiting them. Why are they walking the way they walk? What the list could go on of why they do the way they do. And that's by serving them, getting up close to them, loving on them. And that's how you gain understanding. And the more you understand, the more you can serve and love on that person or people or whatever. And Jesus is all about the one-on-one. He loves to single out, to just focus on that one special person and then move on to the next person. He loves intensely. He loves on purposely, very intentional. And, like I said, serving is the very heart of God. Sharing in that is the heart of God. Sharing and loving and having fellowship is truly what makes him happy. Okay. So I have a verse down here, John 13:34 through 35. A new commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatever I say, whatsoever I command you. God wants his followers to love one another. I feel like in these last days that we are currently living in, that we need to do better at this. Can I just be honest for a little bit? We really need to work on loving one another better so than what the world is doing. And the world, they think that their ways of loving and accepting is good and maybe a little bit better, but let's really take a hold of what God says to do, and that is to serve and to love like he has loved. Okay. My mom once said to me recently that people today still reject Jesus, and I said to her, it's because I believe it is because Christians have poorly represented Jesus. And that is by how we haven't loved one another, and probably because we also haven't presented the gospel with love and respect. I'm not saying all Christians, I'm saying a good majority of them. I want to jump to Marty's story of her dad in the fatal car accident. Oh my gosh. I'm getting God and Marty mixed in my mouth. God graciously convicted Marty's heart of the lack of love she had. But he used that moment to minister to her, um, and to use this, and he corrected her before he took her dad home. On page 84, she says, often in a hard situation, a little love will turn the whole scenario around. I've seen God use his love to change hearts numerous times. No one likes to be judged or snubbed or written off, but we all appreciate genuine love. Everyone needs a friend. It's one of the things that God is slowly teaching me. I really liked that. I really liked how she was admitting, you know what? I'm learning this too. And I like that because, like I said in other podcasts, I've had a lot of people are wowed by me. And I'm like, wowed by me? Oh my gosh, me? You don't want to know what goes on with me in my home. You know, you see the happy, positive, go-lucky person here in this YouTube channel, but I'm telling you, there's been times where I'm like screaming on the top of my lungs because my kids are licking something they shouldn't. I know. Trust me, I know. I didn't teach them that, okay? I didn't teach them some of the things that they do. I don't know where they got it from, but they do. So, oh my gosh. But I say that because I've had people say things, and I don't know. It's very hard for me to accept because I feel weird about it, and maybe I should just accept it. But they're like, oh, you wrote a book. Oh, wow. And then I'm like, yeah, I also wrote another book. Another book? What? Really? What kind of person are you in a way of, where they were sort of like putting me down because they were feeling insecure. And I'm like, why? I don't know. I don't know why I don't know. Then I started feeling weird about it. And then, but then they try to be like, oh, that's really nice. And then there's some people who are genuine and they're like, wow, I just admire how you use your time to, put together a YouTube channel, and that you aim for your goal. That's really cool. That's really great, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, thank you. But in a roundabout way, what I'm trying to say is, yes, just because I put together 2 books and a YouTube podcast doesn't mean I have it all together, doesn't mean I'm perfect, or doesn't mean I know everything about the Bible. I'm not a scholar. I didn't go to college for any of this, really. I'm just sharing my heart, and I just want to encourage people, and I want to love God, and my love language is acts of service. So this is my way of showing God my love, is this kind of service, this kind of act, if you will, because I want God to know that he is loved by me. And I want to encourage other people and more people to love God as well. And you do what you do, whatever that is, do it for the glory of God and love him back, because he loves us and he is worthy to be praised, and he's worthy to be lifted high in no matter what we do in our life. Does that make sense? Gosh, sometimes I wonder if I ramble too much on here. I don't know if I want a comment on that. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for you guys. See you next time on Thek-talks podcast. Remember, be embraced and love God. Love you.